Hey y'all, excuse the face. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey there, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Simply Lindsay P here, and yeah, this is a little bit different than what we've normally done on my channel, but I just feel like I have to do it. So, excuse my face. This is I don't even know, 12-hour face. I did a full 8-hour workday and I was getting ready to go to bed. And I'm like, you know what? I have the house for myself. I'm just going to blot quickly because I look like a freaking oil slick. And I want to look at least somewhat presentable while talking to you guys. But I'm like, I have the house to myself. And I've been avoiding making this video for, I don't know, the last 48 hours. And I'm using my Makeup Forever powder in case anyone cares, but this is all coming off in 10 minutes after this is over. So I was getting ready to go to bed and just thinking about everything that's going on, contemplating everything, processing my feelings. Y'all gonna be yelling at me about my lighting, so let me fix that. Processing my feelings and really working through if I want to be vulnerable and put this out there for you guys to see, for the world to see, for everyone to see. So I don't know if I'll end up posting this, but I think I just need a one-on-one therapy session with myself, and that's what this is going to be. So you guys know, with everything going on right now, people of color, myself, most of us are probably struggling a little bit, even maybe some sort of PTSD, some sort of anxiety, or even if you don't even want to label it as those like heavy connotations, just stressed about everything that's going on. I would be remiss if this is supposed to be a channel about my life, if this is supposed to be a channel about where I am, what is the word? Transparent with you guys, if I didn't say anything. And I didn't want to make it a beauty video because it's not pretty, the situation that we're in. And so I'm gonna let you know now, if this is not your cup of tea, just watch the next video, sis, or watch the one that came before this, because I don't have the time. I just wanted to come on and just process my feelings. And guys, I'm just really sad. I'm really sad. I'm really stressed. I'm really discouraged. And hopelessness, that's the word. I feel a bit hopeless. And I don't know what to do. If you guys know me, if anyone who's known me that knew me in college, or, you know, just knew me, I've always been considered somewhat of an activist. Always been considered to be someone who's on the front lines when it comes to movements and leading groups and being a part of something. And this weekend, I didn't do any of that. And I just consumed it all via social media. And part of me feels bad about that. And the other part of me is tired of being an activist. And so to my fellow activists out there and people who, you know, probably have similar callings to myself and are called to lead, I was probably wrong by doing that. We need us. We need people to step to the forefront. Our people need guidance. all of this anger is misdirected. There's no organization, there's no structure, because there's no leadership. And the Black community right now, we need leadership. We need people to stand up and kind of unify all of these emotions for one common cause, and, you know, provide the people with adequate calls to action, and give direction, you know, tangible things that the people can do, so that we are not destroying the communities that we've built. I couldn't even bear myself to drive downtown Chicago this weekend. Watching the footage of downtown, watching the footage of the destruction done on the south and west side of Chicago, it makes no sense to me, but it does make sense to me. It makes no sense how we could do that to our own, but there's so much deep-rooted anger, you know, that people need to let out, and when it's that deep, people will release it in any form. We don't have an outlet because our leaders haven't provided us with an outlet. And to my leaders or potential leaders, I just want to, this message might be for you, but let you know that I understand. You know, that can be a heavy crown to wear, a heavy weight to carry, and sometimes we get tired. For those of you who don't know, I founded a group when I was in college called Students Against Sexual Assault, and I am a sexual assault survivor. Not to bypass the current issue, the Black Lives Matter issue at hand, I just want to give you context, because a lot of you guys don't know me and don't know where I'm coming from with this message or why I'm saying the things that I'm saying. So anyway, I was a sexual, or I am, will always be a sexual assault survivor, and a sexual assault advocate, a heavy sexual assault advocate as I was in college. And I ended up, you know, organizing a group that still exists today. And I ended up organizing a program at my school called It Happens Here. It didn't start at my school, but I brought it to my school to give fellow survivors a platform and an opportunity to find healing through owning their story and sharing their story. And by doing that collectively, we were able to get my school to change the way in which they processed, you know, reported sexual assault complaints. And it took a lot of my energy. It took a lot of my sanity. It took a lot of myself to advocate for my people. And my people, in this case, being fellow sexual assault survivors, fellow rape survivors, and, you know, victims, whatever you want to call us. It took a lot of me to do that. So much so that I initially went to school to do social work and continue to do that work, that by the time I graduated, I was exhausted. I tapped out. I didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't have anything to give. I had nothing left to offer. I didn't want to hear another story. I didn't want to speak at another engagement. I didn't want to do another press conference. I didn't want to host another meeting. I didn't want to do anything but crawl into my little cocoon and live my little life as Lindsay P, build my family, build a regular schmegler career, and lived a regular schmegler life, because the weight of carrying not only my trauma, but my people's trauma, and leading the torch on that became so heavy, I didn't want to do it anymore. And I feel like the leaders in our Black community today might be feeling the same way. And for them, this message is to you to say, listen, I understand. I feel you. But we need you. Our people need you. Society needs you. We need you. We need direction. And I don't know who I'm talking to, who this is for, but honey, that torch you laid down, it's time to pick it up. Because this is the most self-destructive shit I've seen in a long time. For me, what it looks like has changed. I'm not as much on the front lines anymore. I've taken a back seat because I'm exhausted, if I'm being completely honest. But maybe it's time I find the energy, and maybe it's time, if you're listening to this, that you find the energy, and collectively we find the energy to get ourselves out of this rut and find constructive ways to move forward, find ways to organize, and find ways to just continue to grow as a community and move forward. I feel like I'm talking around words. But yeah, it was just a lot. That could have been my fiance, could have been my brother screaming, gasping for air, could have been your son, could have been your daughter, because women are not exempt. It could have been you on all of these posters and protests and things like that. And for those non-people of color who don't get it, I would just like to know, like, we see your silence, and for those of you who don't get it, the fact that I'm having to explain it to you is quite frankly a little bit annoying and a little bit problematic, but I'm gonna do it anyway, because if you won't get it otherwise, you're not gonna do the research on your own, and in the meantime, my people are dying. If I told you today that the Holocaust was happening today, and that, you know, we needed to stand next to the Jewish community, we needed to be allies to them because lives are at stake, no one would be like, let me think about that. No one would second guess it. No one would question it. You would just get it because it's a Holocaust. And we all understand what that means. Well, Black people are experiencing a Holocaust, and your silence is killing us. I don't understand why that's something people just can't fathom. Amongst all of that, on top of dealing with the stress of COVID-19 that all of us are already dealing with, this shit's just too much, and I need a break. But I am going to finally get some rest because I haven't really slept these last couple of days, and I just need to get that shit off my chest. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Smooches.